Just finished the mix. Killed it. Now I'm just waiting for the producer. Dave Jerden.
My main producing philosophy is to try to capture the band as they are. I try to keep the energy rolling. I get bored just sitting there. I know there are producers that will take a week getting a sound. That's ridiculous. I never bring in other players to play somebody else's part. If that part is so damned important, then I'll spend the time to do it. I can only think of one time I had a problem with the part. It was with Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction on the first album. There was this big open part for the lead in the middle of the song. His lead he was coming up with was just scales. Da 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 da. I said no. This is really a dramatic part, so I broke it down for him. He was fighting with me at first, then he knew where I was going. What I had in mind was this big, huge tiger just slowly coming up the mountain. He's low to the ground, stretching out with these huge claws. Of course, I said that to Dave. He just laughed at me. But when he got done, he said, "Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me too." Woo! Excellent! My philosophy comes from George Martin. When I was working with him at Air Studios in London, the Mick Jagger record, he was restricted to 2 tracks in the beginning. The idea was to get as much out of each part, the sound, the rhythm, everything.
What about stacking guitars?
Later he would say that he would start doing some stacking with 4-track, 8-track. The problem was the clarity of the parts didn't come through. If you listen to my records, for me, they're easy to mix, and I try to have an openness with everything. I break it down, and in the mix I keep everything clear. It's not just a wall of sound. It's a band. Every part, it has a rhythm to it. Every one of these rhythms, along with the drums, they all interlock to create the feel. A good song also has dynamics. It's all about dynamics. When you hear things all at 11, all the way through the song, your ears will close down and there's nowhere to go. You need to keep those hand grenades back and throw them the right time. I stay as close as I can to what the band does. That means equipment, even what they wear. I want an authentic representation that's going to cut through all the other stuff that's on the radio. How I stay ahead of the curve is by listening to musicians I'm working with.
Totally listen to the band. Dave!
Time's up. I gotta mix a record.